Hello, how are you? My name is John Scanlon. I'm a hypnotherapist and I'm an adoptee. And I'm here today to talk about adoption, its effects, and how hypnotherapy can actually help in the solution. So, what is adoption? It's a legal process. It's transfer of one child to another family. And it all seems very simple. But what we don't think about is all of the other factors that are involved, the psychological, the emotional factors, and all the parties that are involved. Because there's a triad. There's the child, there's the birth parent or parents, and there is also the adoptive parents. And each has their own challenges. Each has emotional and psychological effects that affect each one's. And it's different for everybody. Adoption is a foundational experience. And just because the child is nonverbal, or the child was actually taken at birth, as somebody told me recently, they couldn't understand how certain things kept happening in their lives. And then they realized adoption was never an issue for them because they were taken at birth. That wasn't the case. Once they resolved that, then they were able to resolve the issues in their lives as it stood today. And adoption affects the child even though they're nonverbal. There's an emotional intelligence that as children, we know. We know there's something. And it manifests later on in life in grief and sadness and anger, identity issues, um, even intimacy issues, self esteem issues. For the adopting parents, it manifests, there's bonding issues, there's stress and tension that comes with bringing a new child into the family, there's societal issues. Um, and for birth parents, for the birth mother, there's the sadness and the grief. And also, that's also possible for the birth father, that there is sadness and grief. In many cases, the birth father is not even aware, and suddenly later on in life, they're getting a knock on the door with their son or daughter calling to them. And it's like, didn't even know I had a child. And that brings up with that its own issues. So, adoption for me is something that I want to create awareness of. I want to create awareness of the issues of, and I want to be able to support people to go through that process. I used hypnotherapy, and hypnotherapy was a very effective tool for me because so many of the effects of adoption are in the beliefs, habits, and behaviors that we've adopted over time. And they're in our unconscious mind. And that's what the hypnotherapy works with, our unconscious mind. And hypnotherapy is able to help in adoption related experiences, in any related experiences, but particularly here we're talking about the issue of adoption. And it's able to support the adoptive process and the effects, the psychological and emotional effects that those involved in that process suffer. It allows for emotional clearing. It allows for an emotional healing. It allows to enhance self-esteem and identity issues in particular, which adopted related children will feel, mainly in adolescence and then later on in adult life. It allows to help to strengthen attachments and bonding between the adopting parents and children. And it also allows to help to reduce the stress and anxiety that anybody in that triad. It also allows to help process grief and anger that birth parents may actually feel and the adopted child may feel. So there's an awful lot that takes place within the adoption process, and there's a lot of effects that can be supported through hypnotherapy. And if anybody watching this is affected by it and wants to talk to me, please do. All the contact details are below. And I look forward to talking to you. Have a wonderful day wherever you are and whatever you're doing. And chat soon.